What's up, everybody? This goes boxing at the treadmill, on the treadmill, and get my little walk on. But we're gonna talk about a couple topics. Jerome Boots Ennis. We're gonna talk about Big Baby Miller versus Warden. We're gonna talk about Manny Pacquiao, Barrios, Earl. So this is just a little wrap up of everything that's been going on, man. So my prediction on Jerome Boots Ennis and Stellionis was a flunk. It was a flop. Everything was wrong about it. Jerome went in there, 8 punches. He did everything you could do right. I will rate his performance an A. Not A plus, but an A. And that is great. Now I see why everybody was like, people ducking and dodging Boots. I understand it now. Because let's be, this is go boxing. We keep it a buck here. The big dogs, let's say Keith Thurman at that time, let's go back. Keith Thurman at that time, Earl Spence, and Terrence Crawford all ducked Jerome on another level, on an acceptable level. They said in their minds, they was thinking, I'm already here. I'm trying to fight. Earl said, I'm trying to fight Bud. Bud said, I'm trying to fight Earl. I'm trying to do bigger and better things, big names, you know what I'm saying? Big money. I don't need to go back and fight somebody that could be a prospect level. So those were acceptable ducks. Did I mention Keith Thurman? I don't know. I didn't mean Keith Thurman. I meant Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. Ducking Boots. Now Keith Thurman ducked Earl Spence in a positive way, as in an acceptable way, the first go round, before Earl was who he was. When Earl went and got them belts, became champion, he established himself as a true 147. Like we all knew you had to go through Earl if you want to go through 147. Keith ducked him. That was Keith's time to make a big fight. But he didn't. He ducked him at that time. So that's acceptable ducking. But Virgil Ortiz, he's another one that proved he could fight. I do think, I don't know. Him and Stellionis would have been a good fight. But it probably would have been just like Madrimon. I thought Stellionis would have mollywopped Ortiz, but I don't know. But Ortiz seemed to get out of every fight at 147. Same with Boots, but I guess the people were really ducking Boots. Ortiz would call him out, but he would never fight him. And then when it was time for him to fight somebody, he would never fight him. Just like I say, nobody solidified 147. They still haven't. All they got to do is 3 fights that got to be made. Boots and Norman. Even without the belts, all the belts, because I think Barrios got one. You beat Norman, we know who's running the 147, which I think Boots is. I can honestly say I think he's running it. I think he's better than Norman, but Norman might get the fight of his life. If they make the fight. Man. Then you got everybody calling them two out. Just let them two bang, man. Quit getting in the way. Let them two bang. 147 is not that hard. Y'all don't have 10 or 15 killers in there. Everybody is built potential like the 154. Everybody's built potential in 154. 147, you just got 3 fights to make. The dude, there was a dude on Boots is undercard. That's undefeated. That's kind of good. He's one of them overseas boys. Then you got Brian Norman, and then Barrios. That's it. That's it. But we're just hearing all these rumors. Neither one of them have said, "Let's go, sign the contract." So that's why I said, that's why I felt the way I felt about the 147. Nobody solidified it. And if I was Boots, I'd be like, I'd be on social media all the time live. Look, I'm sending a contract. Look, man, they been running from me. Look, man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I can't help it. But it's just like, you just never know what to believe. Now back to Ortiz. Yeah, Ortiz ducked him. And Ortiz is the only one. Ortiz is, I don't know. Do they not have faith in Ortiz? Do he not have faith in himself? Is he just listening to what they tell him? He ain't managed to get a real belt yet, has he? And he's jumping weight classes. On to the subject of Earl Spence Jr. I'm glad he's talking about coming back to 147. But Boots, you better solidify, get your name really solidified it before Earl come back. What if Earl is still that dude? But I'm glad he's talking about coming back to 147 because I get on Canelo and Tank all the time about fighting people we don't want to see him fight. Yet every 154 pounder has done it. They haven't done it, but they're doing it. They got 154 weight classes booming. Man, anybody that fights anybody is a banger. But everybody's calling out Earl Spence who haven't even stepped foot in the 154. They calling out Earl Spence who's been out for, what, 2 years now? They calling out Earl Spence whose buddy just got busted. This man mentally probably ain't there. That's weak. Fundor was about to fight Earl Spence. For the people that don't remember, then Terrence Crawford was like, no, Fundor, you got to fight me. Give me a chance at the belt. No. But yet you let people tell it. They'll say Terrence Crawford ducked Fundor. Fundor supposedly got a broken nose, so he couldn't fight Terrence Crawford, didn't he? But yet fought. It is what it is. But Fundor, Earl Spence. Virgil Ortiz calling out Earl Spence. Tim Tszyu calling out Earl Spence. There's a champion, I forget his name, from over there who got the belt. The one that beat Tim Tszyu down. Call him out. Call each other out. Keith Thurman, another one, at 154, calling Earl Spence out. There's Tim Tszyu. There's Virgil. Sebastian's pretty much full, I think. There's so many people. They calling out why would Tim Tszyu want to fight Charlo when Charlo didn't even give you a chance when he had the belts? I like Charlos. Like I said, they tricked me. I thought Jamel used to get up barking at the sun. I thought he used to eat his cereal barking. But when he got up there and was starstruck by just being in Canelo's presence, he lost me. And then lost the fight and then said it was for our culture. You lost me. But he did not, he ducked Tim Tszyu. It's better I don't want to say that. You were supposed to go fight Tim Tszyu or Crawford. And the crazy thing is about that silent Chihuahua was quiet fighting Canelo. Canelo even tried to get him riled up. This is what Jamel did. Like I said, I'm on this treadmill, I'm just rambling. This is what Jamel did. Canelo say, "You have ugly, nappy hair. I'm going to knock it off of you." Jamel would say, "I ain't going to even lie. I mean, I ain't going to lie. You got that championship red hair. I ain't going to lie. I ain't going to lie. But I got that good hair too." Everything Canelo would say to try and rile this dude up to make him bark like we was used to him barking, that man was quiet. "I ain't going to lie. I ain't going to lie." Then as soon as he get mollywopped by Canelo, he barking again at Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford did what he was supposed to do, but you should have fought Tim Tszyu. But now Tim Tszyu want to fight you for what? I don't know. These 154s, they're trying to find the easiest route, and there's too many good fights up in there to make. So I'm glad Earl is rumored. We don't know what Earl doing, man. To be real with you, nobody know. Earl don't even know what he doing. But he's rumored he coming back down to 154. I mean 148. I mean 147. Good gracious, to fight. Darn it, I done got all mixed up. Maybe Barrios. So I'm hearing Barrios and Manny Pacquiao, Barrios and Earl. I'm telling y'all, don't mess around and let Earl get his mojo back. And then solidify that weight class again. We be saying who the best at the 147, and they be talking about Earl again. But Manny Pacquiao. So it was rumored a couple days ago he was fighting Barrios. But I think second time, I'm not sure who did this interview, but Manny Pacquiao didn't mention Barrios. He said he ain't afraid of Tank. He like to fight Tank or Mayweather. It's a distraction if he did fight Tank, but it'd be a better fight than Jake Paul fighting Tank. We all know Tank's trying to get that big money and just, I don't know if he's going to disappear, but he's trying to get that big money fight, which he's already made enough money. But with Jake Paul, I think they be having things where they can't knock each other out. If he fought Manny know how to drink that secret juice without getting caught. And with that secret juice, man, he was a great boxer. He jumped up so many weight classes, fought real people, unlike other people. Just jumping up weight classes when the opposition got rough in that weight class, jumping up weight classes and gathering belts from the has-beens of each weight class. We won't mention no name. But Manny Pacquiao was about that life, as long as he had that alleged in him. He get that alleged in him again and fight Tank, I still think he'd get knocked out at this time of age. Don't do it, Manny. But at least he'll be really going for the gusto. At least we'll know it ain't like scripted. But Manny, go, man. You trying these young boys. You trying them. You're gonna get hurt. Like, you really trying them. Even Barrios. You trying these young boys. So, gotta watch yourself. And I know how it is being an older guy, still letting people know who I am in the bench press. I'm the reigning 2024 132-pounder champion. Look it up. Look it up. You'll see my name. Year 2024 132-pounder. But in fighting, combat sports, stuff like that, Manny, enjoy your family, man. If they getting on your nerves, go train some folks. Go manage some folks. But I don't know. Like I said, we don't know what nobody's going to do when it comes to Pacquiao and Earl. But I hope Earl go down to 147 so these 154-pounders quit calling him out. Like, Conor Benn versus Chris Eubanks Jr. Fireworks. This is UK level legacy fight. The fight of their father's legacy. But one thing I can say, their fathers were top-notch world-class beaters. Conor Benn is not a world class, he's UK level. When you say UK level, that means right there above amateur, not venturing out. But the UK don't have no race card when it comes to their boxers and their sports. They support them. You got people like Dillian White living like a king. So Conor Benn is up there living like he's just talking like he's the king of the 147s and haven't ventured out of the UK yet. Chris Eubanks ventured out. He might have got whooped, but he held his own in his fights. He fight top notch. So you got to give the advantage to Chris. Let's not mention, I don't know how Conor is going to do without those secret eggs. Because them eggs pack a punch, no matter what anybody says. They wouldn't be banned if they weren't that potent. Ostering wouldn't be banned. It'd be at GNC. And that ain't what Conor Ben took, but I'm just saying in general. It'd be at GNC if it was just nothing. That's all I'm saying. Conor got busted. Like always, Eddie cleaned it up. Everybody acting like it's just normal. Now, Conor versus Pacquiao, them on that them eggs, man, that'd be fireworks. That would be fireworks. But it's been 16 minutes. Chris Eubanks win. Way more experience. He's a natural 168, which means he walk around about 200. Could, but he keep himself in shape. But he could be walking around at 200 plus. Whereas he's going down, I think, to 150 something to face Conor. Conor's naturally 147, which means he walk around about 165 at the most. So his power, it's going to be harder to generate power going up rather than a powerful puncher just losing weight and carrying that punch down. I don't know if I said that right, but Chris Eubanks Jr. got the advantage. He's ventured out. He's a world-class fighter. Conor's not. Only thing that's hurting Chris Eubanks Jr. is his father. I don't know what's going on with good talking Chris Eubanks Sr., but he's doing exactly what everybody like to see you do. They want to see you be this good talking puppet, talk very nicely and just good, but down your son. He said his son don't listen. You have a son that's fought at least 3 top tier fighters, was in the running to be fighting Canelo. You have a son that's making good money boxing, following your footsteps. And you might not want him to do that, but he's doing it. You don't have a son that's in every newspaper, everywhere he go, causing trouble everywhere. You have a great alpha son. I don't know what's going on with Chris, but that's the only weakness I see in Chris Eubanks Jr. is his father. And that's what the people want to see. Good talking, but downing your son. They don't want to see Bill. They don't want to see Kenny Porter. They don't want to see Father Schofield. They don't want to see. They give Brian Norman a pass. They like it because he ain't too outspoken. They don't want to see that. They want to see Floyd Mayweather and his father telling them that he's gonna make them 41-1 or 49-1. Remember that little scuffle? That's what they want to see. And you're giving it to him, Chris Eubanks. They want to see a not so good father where they got put the uncle in as the trainer. That's what you're giving him, Chris Eubanks. But this is gold boxing. Next time we're going to talk about Jarrell. I left it out of this one. I'm already at 20 minutes. Attention spans are short, even mine. This is a TikTok era. Go Boston. Subscribe, comment. It don't have to be agreeing with me. Because if you would have agreed with me with the boots thing, you would have lost. But I don't care. I stand on that. I stand on that loss. I'm going to keep making predictions, and I might get them wrong. As long as I got way more wins, right predictions than the ones I get wrong. That's what YouTube is about. That's what making predictions is about. So, yeah, that one didn't end nicely. That didn't end good. But make sure you go to my other ones that did end right and comment there too.